Hey, what's up, everyone? Hope everyone had a good Monday. It was a rough case of the Mondays today, but just kind of wanted to kind of harken back to the Bengals Steelers game from yesterday. Rough, obviously, the day after, once you kind of let things sink in, you kind of take a step back and look at everything. But listening to the Marvin Lewis press conference today, it just kind of shows exactly why the Bengals are in the position they're in right now. It's the simple fact that Marvin Lewis, he is, if you listen to any press conference he has, he's not real tough on. He just doesn't have that mentality to go after anyone. One thing I was talking last night with a good buddy of mine, and I'm hoping to be bringing him on the blog soon. Nick, we were talking a little bit about my post-game rant from last night about the Bengals and their lack of aggression and their mentality on Steelers week. They just kind of look at it as just another game. So on and so forth, and how the Steelers look at it as, it's Bengals week. We were kind of talking about that and how, you look at, you look at the next 4 games coming up, and with the talent the Bengals have, there's no reason, like I said, there's no reason Bengals should not absolutely destroy 2 of those 4 teams, I believe. I think Denver right now is ripe for the taking. Obviously, the Colts are bad. You should be able to take care of them as well. So, like I said, that right there, you should come out of there. It should be 4 victories out of those 4 games. To me, that's an expectation that's realistic, and especially with this team. So, with that being the case, you look at everything and how their mentality is. They should destroy the Indianapolis Colts based off the way both teams are playing, the talent level and everything like that, and just multiple factors. They should destroy the Colts. They won't, though. Nick brought up a point that Marvin Lewis has way too much respect for Chuck Pagano, and it won't happen. And I completely agree that it won't happen. Which is a shame to me, because I think you just got to go out there and you got to destroy these teams. That's the mentality the Bengals do not have. Pittsburgh, like I said, Pittsburgh came out to embarrass the Bengals and mock them and make their Sunday afternoon miserable. And that's what they did. And then listening to the press conference today from Marvin Lewis, it is, like I said, it's evident that, you have Joe Mixon, who is upset that he doesn't touch the ball, but, he had 7 carries in the first half. He doesn't touch the ball in the second half, period. And he's upset because Le'Veon Bell got 35 touches yesterday. That's what I want to see out of a rookie. That guy wants to win. He wants to come out and be a huge component to a victorious team. And then Marvin kind of gets on him and shreds him today about, he needs to learn and basically take a step back. And that's not what it's about. That's why this team is they're never going to get over that hump with Marvin Lewis as the head coach. It's just not going to happen. I just heard, actually, Tony Pike he's on with Mo Egger right now. And they were talking about Ben Roethlisberger, how, Ben and Mike Tomlin got into it a little bit, right before, I think it was right before the half. They were exchanging some words. And Tony Pike was like, I want to see Andy Dalton do that. He's like, I want to see Andy Dalton get into a little exchange of words with Marvin Lewis. That's the kind of stuff that needs to happen. You can't afford to have, just everybody lay down. Like, that's just how this team operates. And unfortunately, with Marvin Lewis as the head coach, that's what it's always going to be. That's never going to change until that mentality changes. And we got somebody who's going to go in there and light a fire under these guys. Again, it's not going to happen. So, until things like that change, until we get a change in the mentality from the head coach, or we get a new head coach, period, it's going to be the same old, same old. So, unfortunately, that's what we're stuck with. Another thing that Nick and I were talking about today was, like I said, if it's, you can see realistically the Bengals being 6-4 coming out of the next 4 games, the next 4 games. Like I said, they can easily win 4 of those games. Coming out of it 6-4, then you look at the remaining schedule. We could see a 9-7 team if this team plays to their potential, like they should. The problem is, I know exactly what will happen. They'll do that. They'll go 9-7, 10-6. Marvin will get an extension, and it's just a cycle of never ending here with what we're being dealt until things change. Mentally, it's unfortunately it's not gonna go anywhere. So it's pretty frustrating. Another thing was the Vontaze Burfict play last night. Was the first play of the game. He gets taken down and then kind of kicks out a little bit at Knicks of the Steelers. From word from the NFL right now, they're going to review for disciplinary, but not. It's not going to be a suspension. I don't think it should be a suspension. I think this play is going to be. I think it's a little overblown. I don't see anything wrong. I don't see anything egregious with that. I know it's Vontaze Burfict, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate from it, but I didn't see anything suspendable for it. I'm fine with, okay, it is what it is, but I'm not feeling a suspension coming from that. So outside of that, kind of want to get a couple things here. The Columbus Crew and Anthony Precourt, the owner, just mentioned a couple days ago that barring a new stadium coming from the city of Columbus, the Columbus Crew will be moving to Austin, Texas in 2019. Kyle Phillips and I had a little bit of a discussion about that this morning. We're on 2 kind of different sides of the fence when it comes to the season ticket holders and them, wanting money back and being refunded for it. And we'll probably touch on that at a different time. But if you look at the business side of it, I see where Anthony Precourt's coming from, and the MLS, I see where they're coming from as well, and moving that team to Austin. However, market-wise, I don't think Austin is the right market for it. Columbus, obviously being one of the founding members of the MLS, is the best way to put it, as one of the founding clubs, one of the original clubs. To me, it's just a damn shame that's a realistic possibility, and it's probably going to happen. Because if you look at everything, Anthony Precourt pretty much has this team already in Austin, which is a damn shame. Because living here in Cincinnati and being at the first Hell is Real Derby last year with FC Cincinnati and Columbus, it was incredible. The atmosphere, the passion, and what could be if FC Cincinnati does get into MLS, you've got an incredible rivalry with Columbus already. It's just, I think it would add a lot, and I think MLS is going to be missing out if they, if this does happen. However, business-wise, I do understand it. You're drawing only 11,000 fans for one of the biggest matches of the season for Columbus. They're just not drawing, and that stadium's outdated. Which is it's unbelievable to say, but it's just outdated. It's not right for Columbus right now. However, like I said, being one of the founding members, I hate to see them move, but it is what it is. It's going to be interesting to see what MLS does, with FC Cincinnati, with the void in the Ohio market, if Anthony Precourt does follow through and move the Crew to Austin, Texas. So that will be something interesting to see. I still feel FC Cincinnati has one of the strongest bids in the MLS expansion race, and I think, to me personally, I've gone to a game or two. It is honestly one of the best atmospheres I've ever experienced, and I can say that I've gone to a couple national team games, been to Crew games. That especially the Columbus game was fantastic. Then that was my first taste of obviously, MLS, USL rivalry, but the Chicago Fire match was one of the best soccer matches I've ever attended in my life. It was amazing. So, with FC Cincinnati, their atmosphere, they've had, obviously they're in the, they're always in the discussion with MLS and expansion and everything like that. So it's going to be interesting, like I said, to see what MLS does. Even if Columbus cannot get the deal done to save the Crew, I personally think the Crew should stay. I think moving one of the founding members is pretty damning on your product, business-wise. However, then on the flip side, you look at what Atlanta United has done, drawing 72,000 in Arthur Blank's new home, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which is incredible. The fans down there in Atlanta, well done. Great job, guys, and filling that place. I mean, they're making it look incredible. They host Columbus in the playoffs on Thursday. So that's something that's going to be a lot of fun to watch here coming up. But, looking at all the pundits and their views on the Crew possibly moving. Ali Moreno had a really good point on ESPN FC. Actually, I think it was the judgment, the final day coverage on ESPN from yesterday, talking about how MLS is looking at one side of it, which is the Atlanta Uniteds, all of that, and then letting go of the Columbuses on the other side. So, granted, you're doing great things on that side, but you're leaving, the Columbuses and the original markets, you're letting them falter, and that's something you can't have. You have to balance it out, or at least, you can't let the original struggle like they are. However, MLS has done that, and I think they're looking at the cool kids in town. We know with LAFC and Atlanta Uniteds and even Orlando City, a newer club. So, they're letting those teams succeed, and unfortunately letting others, falter, which unfortunately you just, like I said, you cannot have happen. But they've done that. And now they have to live with the consequences. And unfortunately, I don't think Austin, Texas is that market that's going to revive a team. I don't think Austin is, like they had said, Columbus is a college town. Well, Austin, Texas is the same thing with obviously University of Texas there. I don't think you're going to get much of a different, atmosphere or even fan base. It may be great for a year or two, but I can't see it getting any better than what Columbus had right now. So, that's something to look out for with the way things are going right now. Again, it's just a shame. You watch everything play out, and it's just unfortunately not going the way we all would like. In a local market like Columbus. So we see those kind of things here. I'm trying to navigate this parking lot, but again, it's just a shame to watch and see things play out like they have. Teams and franchises holding cities hostage, and again, it's not fair to the fans. But then again, like I said, business-wise, I understand it. So again, I just kind of wanted to get some other thoughts out here, especially after the Bengals game. A little frustrating as always. I look to have hopefully a World Series preview, which I think this is going to be one of the better World Series that we're going to see. I'm hoping to get a little more out, hopefully on the website either tonight or tomorrow, considering the World Series starts tomorrow. If not, I hope to get a video out. As always, check out feeltheimpactsports.com. Follow me on Twitter at I am Chris Asbrock. Again, thank you guys so much for your support, and have a fantastic Monday night, and you guys take care.